this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am hoping that you've got a moment to join me for a layout. This is another layout in our Oahu series, and it should go pretty quickly because I'm using some of our laser borders and some scraps that I had from other layouts, so it should be really quick. Relatively quick. Let's see what I have in my workspace. Okay, so what I have here are some photos of one of the Buddhist temples that are on Oahu. And I would try to tell you what it's called, but I would probably pronounce it completely wrong, so I'm not going to try that. But anyway, it was a very beautiful experience, very sweet, reverent, quiet. It's in the Valley of the Temples on the windward side of the island. And to create the layout for this, I wanted something that was going to kind of depict some serenity, because that's definitely what you feel when you go to this place. So I have some cranberry cardstock out here to kind of complement the red of the temple, and I have a couple of scraps. So I have this orange, mottled orange and yellow and pink scrap that has blue on the back, but we're going to use the orange side. And I had these scraps right here that are kind of the greenish sea brush strokes from the Tone on Tone pack, and they are 1.5 inches by 12, 1.5 inches by 12. And these scraps right here, the orange, pink, and yellow, are 2.5 inches by 12. So that's what you'll need for that portion. Then I have this strip, which I really love. This is the base of the sunset page, and there is 1.25 inches of this one. I'm going to cut this in half, and then cut those pieces that I'm cutting in half again. And we're going to use these to create a border, along with some laser borders, possibly this lily pad sticker border. We're going to see what comes together. All right, so I didn't grab another page because we're going to need another page. So let me grab that and just kind of slide that under here. I'm going to grab my trimmer. We're going to mat our photos using the cranberry cardstock that's here on the table. But first I'm going to go ahead and just cut this piece into those other pieces that I mentioned. So I'm just putting a little repositionable adhesive on my paper so that I can center it on here, and once I have it centered, I can stick it down to my trimmer so that it won't move around, because this piece is going to be too narrow for me to hold it with my fingers. So by using just a little bit of repositionable adhesive, I eliminate the need to worry about it slipping around. Alright, so I'm going to grab each one of these, and I'm going to center these on my trimmer so that I can cut them in half. There we go. And as far as like giving you like an official measurement of how wide this piece is, I started off with 1.25 inches. The actual cut piece is probably a little shy of 3/8 of an inch. So if that helps you to duplicate this, hopefully that helps you. Hopefully. That can be difficult to measure specifically on a trimmer, but I'm just centering it and assuming I'll be happy with that. Alright, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to, before we get that assembled, I'm going to go ahead and mat some of my photos so that they are, so that we can trim them up, as long as I have my trimmer out. So let's grab this. I love this large picture of the temple, so I enlarged it so that we could see it better than in a tiny little 4x6. It's not huge, but a 5x7 sometimes allows you to see details you wouldn't otherwise see. So that's kind of nice. And then I'm just adding about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch as a border around the edge. Okay, so there's one. Then I have these photos that I took of some of the plaques that described the area. So these are going to be the photos that I mat for the opposite page. And I don't think I'm going to worry about matting any of the other photos, but we'll see when we get there, I suppose. Because we could. Hopefully this is going to come together really, really quickly. I just wanted to get this done for you fairly fast so that you have a reference for the next video that we're going to do from Hawaii, or from this area, which is going to be koi, some koi fish that we found at this temple pavilion, which was really cool. But I'm not going to do that in this video. That'll be in the next one that I do on Hawaii. All right. So those two, and I think that's all that I'm going to do as far as matting for this layout. So I'm going to put my trimmer to the side, and then I'm going to grab my adhesive and let's get these assembled, these layouts. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab one of the orange pieces and one of the greenish pieces. We're going to add some adhesive down the back of this one. We're going to I'm just making a couple of borders to go with these two pages. So I'm going to center this in the middle. Just like so. Now I'm going to grab my repositionable adhesive and put some repositionable adhesive down the darker blue strip. And I think I was going to put this on the outside edge, but now I'm thinking I'm going to just do like a halfway down that seam, because if I put it right on the outside it will take too much of the orange away, and I want to be able to see that orange, so we're just going to put it right down the seam. On the top and on the bottom, put the seam of the green paper just right down the center of the blue. Okay, just like so. Whoa. Okay. Oh, sorry, my eye is itching. Okay, now I'm going to take this really cool seaweed or seagrass or something like that. You'll notice it's got two different sides, but if we use this side you can't see it as well, so I'm going to use the orange side and put that straight down on top of the green using my repositionable adhesive to adhere that, because oh my gosh, this would be a nightmare to try to adhere if you don't have repositionable adhesive. I suppose you could try it, but I don't think I'd want to. Okay, so very careful, because this has lots of little teeny points that can catch you. Alright, now the question is to use the lily pads down the middle. Do we use the lily pads down the middle? Or do we, these lily pads have flowers, or do we use these lily pads that don't have flowers? Let's see. On top of there. I feel like the flowers kind of get lost because we have this orange background using these lily pads. So I think maybe I'm going to just use the sticker. And put the sticker right down the middle of that. But you know what we might do? This is just something that just occurred to me. And of course I have to make a mess to get to them because I piled stuff all on top of my foam squares. There they are. Alright, what I'm thinking is I want to make this pop up. So I'm going to add foam squares on the wider side of the larger lily pad all the way down, which is kind of tedious, I know, sorry. I went from this is going to be easy and fast to maybe not so fast. But I think it'll be worth it. So here we go. And one on the end on that very last one. Okay. So now we need to take off all the little stickies. Come on, get off. As I was out of town for the weekend. Went out of town with my daughter and visited some old friends and made some new friends at a retreat in California. And those of you who've watched my channel know I live in Utah. And we have had an extensive amount of snow this year. On our way back home yesterday, we hit some unbelievable snowy driving conditions. And came home to even more snow than we had when we left to go to California. So we went and enjoyed some sunshine and came back to more snow. Someday our winter will end here in Utah. I don't begrudge getting more snow. That's a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to throw together this other border here real quickly, and I'll probably just go ahead and speed it up on your video so you don't have to labor through it all with me. Alright, so I'm gonna, I don't know if you noticed or not, but there is kind of some directionality to this, so I went ahead and flipped this one going the other direction. Whoa! It just grabbed right on. It keeps doing that. So that it's going the other direction and adds just a little bit more of a different feel to this side. Alright. Cool. So these we're going to hold off on and maybe use them on a different layout. And let's get these assembled so that we will be done. Alright, so we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm going to place this about roughly an inch from the bottom of my page. So not right along the edge of the bottom of my page, a little bit further up. I'm going to do the same with this one. And I'm going to match my pages up so that I can make sure that my borders are at the same level. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now let's see. The sacred bell is this one right here. Go under. Sacred bell. And though I have this one that talks about the meditation pavilion, this is not the meditation pavilion, but I was just quite enthralled with the fact that I've always heard about Chinese rock gardens, but I'd never seen one before. And this one was gigantic. And you can see it was meticulously graded and circles around the circular things. And I don't know, I just thought it was very cool, so I took a picture of that too. And then this is the route into the temple from the road. And you drive on back a ways to get to it. And then this is the enlargement, of course. So I'm going to kind of set it off to the left a little bit so that I can add a title right in here. All right, I think I like that. So let's go ahead and glue these down. All right. So now to go ahead and just add a couple of embellishments. I've got these cute little lily pads, just like down here, lily pads. We can add some lily pads to corner areas. Let's see. Maybe one right in here. We've got that one up there. Could add a main one here with the title and another one up here. Probably don't need that many, but I think it'll be all right. And then I was going to just use this breathe in, breathe out, because it seemed like a very Zen thing. And let's see. I think just use a couple of these stickers. So let's see, we're gonna grab one of these. There we go. Gonna stick some Good job, Kim. I have to take the little sticky thingies off the back. Oh, funny. Okay. We have a little plant up there. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna add this guy here. We'll add breathe in, breathe out there with that. I covered up my lily pads quite a bit, but that's okay. And then, let's see, we'll add a sun to that upper one. Maybe just add a little dragonfly also. Over here. Let's see, I don't have another little dragonfly that I could stick up there in the top. That's okay though. This will have a title down here, but I'm going to go ahead and put that just kind of centered, and then we'll have the title right here, and that'll work. That'll work well. All right, I think we're about done. What do we think? I think that works well. I like that. All right, well, that was short and sweet, but sometimes a quick layout is just what you need, right? I thank you very much for joining me today, and hope that I see you next time for more creative moments. Thanks so much, and have a great day.